What's up, guys? It's Bryant. We're back here with another video. Today, I want to share some of my most inner thoughts and feelings regarding my current training approach. First, what has to be established is what I do and why I do the training that I do. Asking myself honest and tough questions like, why am I doing this? What's the benefits of me doing this training? And what I'm looking to get out of it. Something that I can't seem to escape when it's all said and done. Training has been and became a pursuit of building myself, first tangibly, the things that I could see, whether it was more size, more muscle. But as time went on, what I noticed was the benefits I was getting, the intangible benefits I was getting, the development of my mind, body, and spirit, right? The things that can't be measured, right? You can measure speed, strength, and size, but what you can't measure is the discipline that you acquire, the accountability that you acquire from training. Just when you tell yourself to show up at a certain time, and this time is going to be a very focused, intentionally effort-driven workout, and you show up and you follow through on that, what begins to happen is you start exercising that discipline muscle, right? So this is the most important benefit that I saw from my training, right? We all want to have big muscles. We all want to run faster. We all want to jump higher, whatever the case may be, whatever your goal is. But what you take with you from your training on a day-to-day basis is that discipline you get from your training, right? And what I find interesting each passing day is the decisions I've made to show up and commit to something, right? My responsibilities, my personal responsibilities, didn't become too overburdened, right? Sometimes we might fill our day with all these tasks and things that we got to do. But because we acquire a sense of resilience, right, from training, when we struggle each and every day, what begins to happen is you just build tougher skin. So those day-to-day tasks no longer become like this big issue that it once was, right? We just become better at dealing with our day-to-day activities because we become, prolific and proficient at our training, right? And we able to build that capacity and that resilience up, right? So that's another thing that I get from this training. So today was a calisthenics focused day for me with some jump rope and shadow wrestling intervals for cardio. This workout wasn't intended to destroy me. It was just to make sure I'm showing up each day, like I said, holding myself accountable and building some kind of capacity for the pursuit of my development towards the goals that I set for myself, right? Winning those small battles is a reminder I constantly have to remind myself of, right? And it's worth doing so, right? Reminders like winning the small battles and these little victories is constant. You got to constantly remind yourself of them, right? It got to be imprinted in your mind, because what we got to understand is that there's really a war going on outside that no one is safe from. Today we live in the social media world, right? And it's a constant battle for our attention and our minds, right? What are we feeding our minds? This is why discipline is so important, and working on that ability to discern, right? Because not all information is good for you, right? And that we get we get confused nowadays, right? You might see a influencer out there. He's lifting all these weights, right? He's running all these miles, and while it's very motivating and it's a noble pursuit, if you ask me, to reach your athletic or fitness capabilities, those are all noble pursuits. Don't get it twisted. Don't get me wrong. But what we got to understand is that if we try to start right from where they started, what you're going to see is that you're going to find yourself very disappointed and frustrated when it doesn't last, because what we got to understand that it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable, right? So we gotta be okay with building from the bottom and understanding that it's a long journey, and we have to be okay with being a beginner and setting small feats of accomplishment. This is the way you exercise that discipline muscle that I talk about, and setting yourself up for longevity in a fitness journey, whether it's MMA, jiu-jitsu, regardless of what it is. You got to understand that if you're just starting, you got to be okay with being a beginner. If it's jiu-jitsu, you got to be okay with getting tapped. If it's pull-ups and you're not good at pull-ups, you got to be okay with, hey, maybe you can't get a pull-up, so you might have to use resistance band. It's all part of a journey, and you're doing yourself a disservice if you're looking at what other people are doing, right? They're well off on their journey, so don't look there because it's going to frustrate you. Trust me, from experience, I'm telling you this. So, yeah, that pretty much concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You saw some calisthenics, some jump roping, some shadow wrestling, just very basic, straight to the point, not trying to overcomplicate anything. But I hope I made sense of what my innermost thoughts and feelings towards training currently are. And I hope some of you guys find this perspective useful. If so, please consider subbing to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. But I'm out. Peace.